Well, good hump day morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Let's go ahead and get open for business and wake up the football gods. Good morning, guys. Wow. It is Wednesday already. We already have the start of the NFL week tomorrow. The season is literally flying by. It's week number 4 already. And yesterday, let me say, Philly 500, you're my man. You did the walk of shame yesterday and took it. You literally took all of the abuse and everything else. But see, Jimmy Johnson said, who got his Hall of Fame ring there on Monday night, said if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. And nobody walks the walk better than Philly 500. Philly, I'm working on the shirt, getting it made up, and going to get sent to you. And I won't do like Greg told me to do and get it 2 sizes too small to make you look like you got a little baby shirt on. I wouldn't do that to you, buddy. I wouldn't do that. I don't think I'd do that. No, I wouldn't. Nah. Anyway, I've got to go down the road and do some work. As they always tell me, don't quit your day job. And I certainly can't, because they said there's no future for you here on YouTube because you're basically an idiot. You don't know anything. You don't work for the talking heads. You weren't a former player. You don't have credibility like Adam Schefter and those guys. So I'm going to go do my day job. In the meantime, I want to listen to Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones seems to be back with his Jerry Jones isms of things. Last week he was talking about the chances were about as big as a gnat's ass. And I'm still trying to get that image out of my head of a gnat's ass. A gnat's ass. So he's talking about Micah and Dak Prescott and what it was like about Dak's first game back at AT&T.
Running through.
I just, I can't. I think we all remember that picture when he finally got up on that cart and kind of looked up, and boy, that almost that little boy look of sadness and wonderment and maybe even a slight bit of fear about what's ahead. And it just breaks your heart to think that he had that feeling, but then to turn around there last night and step out before that crowd. And I actually believe he's playing better than he was before his injury.
Yeah. Jerry, he looks like he's just like in total control. I know it's judging it as a fan, but it looks like he knows exactly where to go. People are commenting his mechanics look as good as ever. The zing is there on the ball. We know how he commands the team. It just looks like, he is in total control out there.
Another guy that is right there when it comes to what's inside that you can't see, that heart, that competitiveness, that will, Michael Irvin. And Michael Irvin had a horrendous injury his second year. And he has told me and others many times that was a turning point with the era up in his career, because he saw how much it meant to him. He knew what it would mean not to have it, and he felt it. And he rehabbed better than anybody that was around him had ever seen or heard of. And he'll tell you today that it was a really elevation in his career. He just thought he had worked and tried before that. And now, I'm not saying that that's the same situation, but Dak has always gotten better. He gets better every film session or every a meeting. He takes it to the practice field. He gets better there. I really believe I can say that he's gotten better every time he walks out there.
Jerry Jones here on Sean and RJ after the 41-21 home opening win against the Eagles, brought to you by Ford. Let's talk about Diggs on the other side. Oh, we thought we saw signs of it in Oxnard when we were out there with you, the way he was the only one who could kind of stick with Lamb in all your practice sessions. Talk about the leap that it looks like he's made, Jerry, and he was just locking up the Heisman Trophy winner. He looked like he knew what plays the Eagles were running out there. Talk about the night and the development of Diggs.
Well, he has outstanding instincts, football instincts, and of course he's a little brother. Stephon Diggs is his brother, and really has a receiver mentality when it comes to the ball. You hear coaches, you hear all the time, guys, when the ball's in the air, that's just as much your ball as it is the potential offensive player, receiver, or back. Go for the ball. Make the play on the ball.
Get me the ball.
Own it. Call it your own. All of that. Well, Diggs is just absolutely, I joked last night, he's a receiver faking it as a D-back. He sees that ball. He knows, got a sense of where it's coming, just like the receiver. And those have been obviously as good interceptions as I've ever seen, these last two, and that he's made. One against, of course, the Chargers, and another one last night. So he's got the good news is he's so talented that he has real potential to expand, get better. We all know that those corners do, with experience, just become better. They understand the game. They understand the people they're playing better, break on the ball, if you will, all of those kinds of things. So, boy, I'm so excited about having him and 4 or 5 others, really more than that, over on that defensive side of the ball. We're a fresh team. We're a young team.
Fresh
third
team,
youngest
young
in the
team.
NFL. But we're also a fresh team. We've got a lot of guys that have played in the league 3 or 4 or 5 years that have joined us over the last 2 years. And they've got it's a fresh feeling. It's almost like rookies out there playing, although they've had some experience even with other teams. I'm talking about our free agents.
Jerry, Micah was fantastic again. Just third start in the NFL, and all of a sudden he's moving positions already. What is the plan for him moving forward? At what spot? Because, I mean, he is doing great work at the defensive end spot.
Well, can you imagine when he's had the reps, he's had the experiences, it's like a young child. You just are soaking it up. Everything is soaking up and going in your memory bank. And, of course, he's doing that, and he's like a sponge. And he just really picks it up and then has those gifts, can take it to action, can I call it hand-eye, but it's not that. It's hand-feet. It's hand-legs. It's hand-everything, eye-legs or whatever. But the point is that he's a outstanding person. He's as pure as mother's milk. He just basically steps out there and gives you everything he's got, and nature gave him some skills, and boy, does he know how to use it.
All right.
What was y'all's plan for him, not moving forward, but last night, Jerry? We haven't gotten the snap breakdown in terms of positions. We saw him a lot at end. We saw him running down Hurts, sideline to sideline, showing off the elite speed. How did you guys want to utilize him last night?
Well, I heard you mention snap count, and he's in phenomenal shape. He has phenomenal endurance, and I'm not seeing the 40th play that he's in there any depreciation from the second play.
You get that when they're young.
Yeah.
And so he's got that gift of energy. Some have it. And so I'm not seeing, I think, you say, well, don't you think if you are trying to do so many things, play so many positions that you that don't have the time or put in the emphasis on any one, good at all but not great at any. I'm not seeing that, because at the end of the day, it's go get the ball. And boy, does he do that.
Jerry Jones right here brought.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Yeah, so Jerry Jones is back. He's about as pure as mother's milk. You got to love Jerry Jones. But a couple of things that are key in there that he talked about is Michael Irvin having a catastrophic injury his second year and having to work to get back. As the old saying goes, you don't miss the water till the well runs dry. And that's where you've always been there playing, never missing games and everything else. And until you start realizing your own mortality, I know in my life I realize I have, less years in front of me than I do behind me. And you start living things a little bit differently. You start appreciating things more, and you work that much harder to succeed. And you can see that in Dak Prescott, that Dak Prescott is like, you know what? That one play was almost the end of my career, and I have more I need to accomplish. And you can see the drive for him to get back on the field, and even the drive of just getting those passes down to the point where he was actually hurting his shoulder because he was working so hard to get on the field. And, the team, of course, had to tone it down a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be any ill effect from it. But that desire and that passion you saw on display when he was out there on the field, and that teardrop running down his eye, that guy is on a mission. And I wouldn't bet against that guy. He's always been doubted everywhere he goes, even now, but he just keeps running. Micah Parsons is an absolute positive freak of nature, a beast. He is truly what that Dallas Cowboys defense needed, but it's not just him. I'll go in further about the free agents, but you think about how many guys that we have had to play significant time that we thought we weren't going to have to. You think about Keith Urban. You think about Keanu O'Neal, and then he gets out there. Of course, we go back to Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith. But you think about the Dante Kazee. You think about the Malik Hookers, that these are guys that were brought in literally on the cheap. These guys literally were veteran minimum guys, but they're all coming in, buying into the system, and making this defense a formidable defense. Don't let the talking heads out there convince you that, well, they're just not that. They just get a bunch of takeaways, so that's the only thing that they're doing. They're getting the takeaways because of what the defense is doing with that pressure of Micah Parsons and Randy Gregory getting after the quarterback. They're getting there because they've gotten stout on the run, and they're forcing teams to be one-dimensional. And you're getting there. Hold on. Somebody got to let the dog out. There you go, Roscoe. Broadcast media. Got to do everything. But they're getting those takeaways because they're playing as a group together and getting aggressive. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about where we are and can't wait. Can't wait to see this season go through. And as always, you know the deal. I got work to do, so I'll see you on the road. I literally just let him out. Seriously?
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?